At the time of watching this video, this is a timeless reading. You're encountering a major shift or change. This is a chemical change. You cannot go back to the way things were. For some of you, this is a good thing. This is something that you wanted. This is something that is being accepted with open arms. For some of you, this was something that happened to you. This was a shift or a change. The first message that I'm getting really strongly here is to let it go. And go is not the connotation, or let it go is not the connotation of to release something that you're holding on to necessarily, but go as in flow, as in let it do its own process. So something needs to be left to do its own thing right now in your life. The first thing that came to my mind, and I understand this through the Nine of Wands, is the nervous system. So the Nine of Wands and the Four of Wands combined make me kind of feel like the nervous system needs to be regulated right now as you have entered this new phase of life, or this new change has happened. But it seems like there's a period of rest that you need to undergo right now after a period of change. I don't think it's a very long period of rest. I think it's just a temporary reconfiguration, recalibration of something in your life energetically that needs to happen, whether this is, like I said, something that's going on around you, like in the workplace or like family structure or something like that, or something within you, maybe all of the above, like your nervous system. After that, it's like you take off running. With the Four of Wands, I do feel like after you do give yourself this period of rest, of re-energization, that you kind of realize that, first of all, you needed it, but now you're kind of ready for something that you want to do. So I guess you have to pause doing something that you want to do right now. But the universe is kind of saying, give yourself time to just get used to your new energy, and then you can go pursue this task. It's not going anywhere, and you'll be able to do it better than before. That's your first message. We'll probably do clarifications for these messages that come out, these different rows of tarot, in the extended that's always in the description box below, as well as the deck list that I'm using if you like my deck. So there's a lot of overthinking around a romantic relationship, or it could be somebody thinking about you romantically. Queen of Wands. One of you is likely a fire sign. Doesn't have to be, could just have fire sign characteristics right now. Queen of Wands, magnetic, beautiful. Could just be how they see you. Sexy, you know, that kind of thing. So I do feel that in someone's eyes, you are very sexy to them. So someone's finding you very physically attractive now or very soon. But I do feel there's this kind of, this outside energy is what's thinking about you. So it's, I don't feel like it's someone in your sphere right now that you're like seeing or talking to on a daily basis. Of course, romantic interests could see you this way, that you are interacting with, because I do feel the Queen of Wands energy as it pertains to you. You're just magnetic right now to the people around you that find you interesting. But to this person that's coming through in particular, you know, with the Seven of Cups, they're on the outside looking in. So they're looking through social media, or you guys are at a distance in the workplace. They catch glimpses. They see you walking, a small conversation, but nothing big. There's a further message that wants to come out, even if we're not clarifying right now for the main reading. I'll do a couple cards that really wants to come out. So we have the Tethered one, which is the Hangman. We have Temperance, which both show a bit of a astral tether here. So this is a big connection that you would feel on a psychic level, not necessarily on the physical level. King of Pentacles. So where you come through as the Queen of Wands, they come through as the King of Pentacles. But with their energy in summary, the King of Pentacles almost feels like they're waiting patiently. This person's slow and methodical. So there's a correct timing to whatever's going on here, and it's on this person's end. It's not on your end. I feel like this person's building and amassing. So they're waiting for something to be ready or to be right. And here's the other two cards that came out to clarify. Now, for the extended like advice usually comes out and just more detailed things, but the what Spirit's basically saying about this right now is that to remember that you are magnetic and to remember that you are sexy and powerful in the realm of physical attraction and love at this time. You don't want to be in a state of needing someone or something, and you don't have to be in a state of needing someone or something right now. That is what you must remember, and that is what continues to snowball this energy, this good energy that you're in your love life. So a little bit of patience, a little bit of confidence is going to take you a very long way on your path of love right now. Very magnetic. That's come out for the collective before, this magnetic type of energy lately. I feel like it comes and goes, but right now is this a stronger one. This is a timeless reading, so it's not like you might watch these in a linear sense, so it might work differently in however these are coming up and resonating with you, but I record them as I record them, so I'm kind of here for it, kind of see it all one by one. Next row. This is a deeper spiritual message that wants to come out. We have the Two of Swords, we have the Ace of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. So you might feel a little bit lost in some areas of your life. I think this goes back to the first row where there's been this big change and you kind of need to take a step back and recalibrate and then pursue whatever it is you want to pursue. So you don't like to be in a space where you're not really working towards a goal or doing something. But I feel like the goal kind of should be right now to just settle in to your new energetic chapter, life, energy body, whatever it is that has shifted. I also see that when you give yourself time and space to relax your nervous system, there's going to be more, I don't know if these are downloads or simply just ideas, maybe both, because downloads kind of are ideas, about what to do next. So this is a time where you don't realize the benefits of just kind of not really being such a heavy go-getter. Really heavy fire energy in this reading. Some of you might be like Aries or just like a very stubborn earth sign, where you just have to be in pursuit of something. This is like the first time in your life where you're given the choice to pursue like a love interest or like a life goal, and that like gets you so out of whack. And that's why it's such a challenge right now to kind of like do nothing and to kind of chill. So I'm getting an image of, I forget who it was, like all these great inventors basically from the 1800s would do it, I think. They would like, you'd put something in your hand and then you'd drift off to sleep on a chair. And right when you would go to sleep, you'd wake up to grab this thing from drifting out of your hand as your hand opened as you fell into sleep. Basically, they did this, they kept this thing in their hand to keep them from truly sleeping, because when you're in that liminal space between like dream and wake is when all the good ideas for like inventions or like scientific breakthroughs come through. And that's kind of what you're doing to yourself right now. You're putting yourself into more of a liminal space so breakthroughs can happen, and then they will. What's in the cut here? We have Mask and some face-up cards. Vigilance and the Sleepwalker. Speaking of sleep. Some messages for you. Resilience. This is the time to practice resilience in your life. Chaos. You're recovering and recuperating from chaos. And then we have the Citadel, which is coming up in the upside down position, which is a sleepy winter kind of castle or home looking place. Again, I'm getting winter vibes, slowing down. I'm getting that the chaos is behind you and it is time to put yourself in a stable position and practice your resilience and building yourself back up here. Definitely a love connection was cut. You're healing from that right now. there is another major change coming for you when it comes to love. Something that you thought was going to be the case is not. That leads to a relationship, but it's almost like you have to fight through some kind of chaos that comes through. The kiss. Let's read about what the kiss means for you and your energy right now. Open right to it. The touch, the chemistry, the sex. Again, I was getting those really physical, kind of sexy vibes, so not surprising this came out. Before a first kiss, the air is electrified. Each breath is alive with possibility and magic. What will their lips be like? Their tongue? Do they want me in return? The archetypal energy of the kiss is a heightened sensation of merging with other, of letting in what was moments ago separate, to become one. It is risky but beautiful business. These moments forever change us as we move past the solitary self toward union and acceptance. This card suggests true intimacy is around the corner, which requires bravery and surrender. When the kiss takes a non-human form, it may be experienced as touching the sacred, hearing a whisper, or being graced by a divine being. You will recognize the presence of the kiss by cold chills and an awakening of the heart. When aligned or light, sensual expressiveness, merging, inviting. When dark, neediness, pressure, dominance, disrespect. Go deeper. Andy Warhol's 1963 film, Kiss. Some of you may be experiencing sex as a beautiful, spiritual, sacred act, when maybe in past relationships it wasn't, or you weren't in touch with that part of sexual energy. You may have kind of like demonized it or looked at it as a bad thing, whereas the sexual energy that's coming into your life soon is going to be much more aligned with beauty and light than you realize it could be. Because I feel that there's this kind of light and dark at play with sexual energy. A lot of you are getting some kisses soon. Happy for you. So let's continue to, let's clarify some of the messages here that we have on the table. Actually, let me pull one of these, then we'll clarify some of the messages on the table. Maybe a little more than kisses for some of you. Here's what we got. See, I feel for some of you watching, you've done so much shadow work already. You are actively receiving these downloads, these visions of what to do next and where to go, or they're coming to you very soon. Some of you, this is a nudge to get to know yourself on a deeper level by exploring your triggers or exploring your shadow, and that will open up basically more of your intuitive abilities by opening up to yourself first and foremost. Beautiful cards though. Some of you might want to look at some of your upper chakras, throat, heart, third eye. They're kind of, they may be the key to opening up the crown, or vice versa, something like that, but there's a relation there. There's also a lot of guides or spirits around you that could be helping you. As soon as you start to do this magic or shadow work, your guides will start to help you more and more. You will see the signs. Pay attention to your dreams. Some of you, your ancestors, whatnot, will be contacting you through your dreams. Your dreams may be very important right now. There may be somebody in your family or you, the age 32 might have something to do with it. Something about the early 30s to mid 30s in your family, or somebody from the past. You may see them in a dream. I don't know, something like that. That was meant to be said for some of you. Shall we clarify? All right, let's clarify some of these. See what else comes out as well. Death as a major transition in your life. The Magician, the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. Queen of Wands coming out again here. So again, very strong with the fire energy for some of you. I'm here in Sagittarius, Aries. Of course, also Leo could be involved there as well. Or just borrowing those traits from those signs when it was time to act. Death, also a very heavy Scorpio card. And that is kind of the theme of today's chapter in the reading, is that Scorpio energy of rebirth, transformation, and transmutation. The Magician with the Queen of Wands paired with Death are showing me that you stood up for yourself, or you're about to stand up for yourself to make this change. And by standing up for yourself, the Magician is showing me boundaries. This is also part of your spiritual journey, but this is about something that you actually did that had to do with boundaries. In some way, shape, or form, this reverberates into your spiritual life, getting you more in tune with magic, manifestation, your own ritual. But what I kind of see you did is basically like you moved on from a relationship that you really needed to do that you didn't think you could. You finally made that switch in the workplace. You stood up for yourself in front of perhaps a friend group or family members. You did what was right, and it did involve walking away or turning away. And while there was a sudden sharp pain, I feel like you immediately felt your heart was open after, which was your confirmation that you did the right thing, right? So now I see you kind of moving forward with this open heart. But it's like you want to jump into the next thing so quickly. And spirits kind of like slow down. So you're kind of wondering why there were these fumbles, or why something wasn't immediately becoming better for you after you made what you felt was a good decision. And that's because spirit's like, hang on, that door's not exactly open yet. Sit with yourself for a second and learn. I have something else to show you. Clarifying that, we have the Five of Swords, we have strength, and we have the Ace of Cups. There's still relationships in your life, interpersonal, I feel like, that you're healing from, or that you're still learning about. There's a very bitter taste in your mouth from something, or some things that people did. And while you did put up the correct boundaries and do what was right for yourself, you can't really move on to the next chapter until you feel completely open, at peace, and in a state of love. And I don't feel for some of you that you're in a complete state of love about something. Something is still irritating you or rubbing you the wrong way. It's not about loving someone that did something bad to you. Of course not. Fuck them. What this is about, though, is feeling love even after this situation has happened, and you're learning that right now. That's some of what the recalibration is about. Big strength energy coming through, right? More fire energy coming through, more Leo energy coming through, and that is on top of the Five of Wands and the Ace of Cups, showing you to open your heart within these interpersonal relationships that still feel like you're getting your head cut off a little bit from it. Going down to the second row, where we have the Two of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. And also on the side here, representing more the person's energy, the Tethered One, Temperance, and the King of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands, as is, representing you and your energy. Also, kind of the same vibe that we got from the reading of the Kiss. I don't want to draw too much because you understand where you're feeling with those clarifications having already come up. What I do want to focus on is, yeah, you got it, the other person, what most of you are here for, right? First of all, with the Seven of Cups, it feels like there was that outside force looking in, comes through as another person, tied to the King of Pentacles, really wanting to act, but waiting for the right time, but definitely watching. You could also be kind of talking to somebody new in a new relationship, and somebody from the past